Builder Bob, a miniature marvel of yellow plastic and boundless enthusiasm, possessed a dream as grand and vibrant as a sunset sky. He envisioned constructing the tallest, most magnificent rainbow tower the Lego world had ever witnessed, a beacon of creativity soaring towards the clouds. Each meticulously selected brick represented a spark of his imaginative spirit, a vibrant fragment of his joyful ambition. His tiny plastic hands, surprisingly dexterous, carefully sorted through piles of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple, each promising a new layer to his architectural masterpiece. He spent hours, his cheerful Lego face adorned with a fixed, optimistic grin, carefully interlocking piece after piece, the satisfying click-clack echoing his growing excitement. The tower was already impressive, a kaleidoscope of color stretching upwards, a testament to his dedication and unwavering belief in his vision. Every placement was deliberate, every connection secure, building not just a structure, but a monument to the sheer delight of creation. He imagined the other minifigures gazing up in awe, their tiny plastic eyes reflecting the prismatic glow of his completed work. This wasn't just building, it was dreaming in solid form, radiating pure positive energy with every brick. His heart, if Lego minifigures had hearts, pounded with a delightful rhythm as he approached the final, crucial stage of his ambitious project. The tower now stood impressively tall, a shimmering pillar of rainbow hues against a bright, azure backdrop of a meticulously crafted Lego sky, reaching for the heavens. All that remained was the pièce de résistance, a particularly tricky, vibrant blue roof piece, shaped like a delicate, pointed spire. This piece was meant to crown his masterpiece, to be the triumphant apex of his engineering prowess, a symbol of completion and success, bringing his vision to its glorious zenith. Bob took a deep breath, his painted-on eyes narrowed in focused determination, a tiny bead of imaginary sweat forming on his yellow brow. He stretched his little arms, preparing for the precise maneuver required to secure this challenging component. The air crackled with anticipation, not just for Bob, but for the unseen audience of potential admirers in his miniature world. Holding their collective breath, the weight of expectation, self-imposed and joyous, was palpable. He carefully lifted the blue roof piece, feeling its smooth plastic texture, knowing this was the moment that would transform his grand vision into a magnificent reality. His smile widened, anticipating the sweet satisfaction of success and the good vibes it would bring. With utmost care and a surgeon's precision, Builder Bob extended his arms, guiding the brilliant blue roof piece towards its destined peak. His breath hitched slightly as it hovered, perfectly aligned, just above the tower's highest point. A moment of pure, suspended magic, a breath held in anticipation. He gently lowered it, feeling for the subtle click that would signal its secure attachment, the final triumphant sound in his symphony of construction. But instead of a satisfying click, there was a tiny, almost imperceptible wobble, a tremor of uncertainty that made his heart sink. The blue piece, seemingly defiant, refused to settle firmly into place. Resisting its fate, Bob's brow furrowed slightly, a flicker of concern dimming his usually bright expression. He pressed down a little harder, trying to coax it into submission, willing it to connect with all his might. The wobble intensified, a precarious dance between gravity and plastic. A tiny bead of imaginary sweat might have formed on his yellow forehead, reflecting his growing anxiety. The tower, which minutes ago seemed invincible, now held its breath, mirroring Bob's mounting unease as the crucial piece teetered on the brink, threatening to shatter his good vibes. Then, with a comical yet disheartening thump-thump clatter, the blue roof piece lost its battle with gravity. It tumbled downwards, not gracefully, but with a clumsy, disjointed series of bounces, each impact echoing a small pang in Bob's heart, a symphony of disappointment. As it fell, it didn't just fall alone. Its descent created a chain reaction, dislodging several meticulously placed bricks from the upper sections of the Rainbow Tower. Red, yellow, and green pieces followed suit, scattering across the pristine Lego baseplate below, a chaotic explosion of color. Bob's broad, cheerful smile, a permanent fixture on his plastic face, instantly faltered, the corners of his painted mouth sticker downturned, a tiny, poignant sign of his sudden disappointment, a stark contrast to his earlier joy. The vibrant energy that had propelled him throughout his build suddenly drained away, leaving a quiet, hollow feeling. The sight of his carefully constructed tower now marred by scattered fragments was a stark contrast to his earlier triumphant vision. A moment of joyous anticipation had transformed into a scene of unexpected, disheartening disarray, a tiny tragedy in his miniature world, leaving him with anything but good vibes. Refusing to let a single tumble shatter his entire dream, Builder Bob took a deep, bolstering breath. He straightened his little construction hat, a tiny symbol of his resilient spirit, and surveyed the scattered bricks with renewed determination, a flicker of his old positive energy returning. It was just a fluke, he muttered to himself, his inner dialogue a tiny series of confident clicks and whirs. I just need to be more careful, more precise. He meticulously regathered the fallen bricks, sorting them by color and size, and painstakingly reattached them to the tower, rebuilding the damaged section with unwavering focus. Once the tower was restored to its previous height, a testament to his grit, he once again retrieved the stubborn blue roof piece. This time, he approached the task with even greater caution, his movements slower, more deliberate, every tiny muscle in his plastic frame tensed with focused intent, hoping to conquer the challenge. He double-checked the alignment, triple-checked the connection points, convinced that extra diligence would guarantee success. His hope, though slightly bruised, was still burning brightly, fueling his second attempt with an intensified desire to conquer this final hurdle and complete his masterpiece. Restoring his inner happiness, with bated breath, Bob again guided the recalcitrant blue roof piece towards the pinnacle of his tower. His tiny hands trembled ever so slightly with the immense pressure he placed upon himself, the weight of expectation pressing down. He lowered it, ever so gently, seeking that elusive, secure click, the sound that would signify success. For a fleeting second, it seemed to settle, a whisper of triumph forming in his mind, a fleeting moment of hope. But then, almost imperceptibly at first, the dreaded wobble began anew. Despite his increased care, his heightened focus, and his fervent wishes, the outcome was precisely the same. With another disheartening thump-thump clatter, the blue piece once again detached itself, taking a few more innocent bricks down with it in its chaotic descent. A cruel echo of the first failure. A fresh wave of brightly colored plastic debris cascaded onto the baseplate, joining the remnants of the previous failure, adding to the growing mound of disappointment. Bob's shoulders slumped further, the weight of repetitive disappointment settling heavily upon his tiny frame. The optimism he had painstakingly rekindled just moments before began to dim significantly, replaced by a sense of resignation and a crumbling mindset. A profound sigh escaped Builder Bob, a soundless yet deeply felt expression of growing frustration. He was a minifigure of perseverance, but even his plastic resolve was being tested to its limits by this stubbornly uncooperative blue roof piece, pushing him to the brink of giving up. He picked up the scattered bricks for a third time, his movements now slower, heavier, lacking the initial spark of joy. The vibrant colors no longer seemed as bright, overshadowed by the gray cloud of impending defeat that hovered over his miniature construction site. Dampening his entire mindset, he rebuilt the tower once more, this time with a sense of weary resignation rather than enthusiastic determination. Merely going through the motions. When it came time to place the blue piece again, his touch was hesitant, almost fearful of the inevitable outcome. Dreading the next fall, he lifted it, placed it, and watched, almost resignedly, as it wobbled for the third time. Then with a final, echoing clatter, fell once more, bringing down even more of his hard-won progress. His dream tower seemed to mock him, forever just out of reach, always crumbling at the last crucial step, stealing his happiness. After that third, crushing failure, Bob slumped his tiny shoulders, his previously beaming face now etched with a profound sense of exhaustion and quiet despair. The once magnificent Rainbow Tower, now a half-finished structure with gaps and missing sections, loomed over him like a monument to his dashed hopes, a symbol of his crumbling positive energy. He sat down right amidst the scattered bricks, a miniature island of defeat surrounded by the colorful wreckage of his ambitious project. The vibrant hues that had once filled him with so much joy now felt almost mocking. A reminder of what could have been, what should have been. He picked up the stubborn blue roof piece, the very object of his frustration, and spun it thoughtfully between his plastic fingers. Its smooth, perfect form offered no clues, no answers to its inexplicable unwillingness to cooperate, no path to happiness. After a moment of contemplation, a silent admission of defeat, he gently placed it aside, away from the other bricks, as if relinquishing his dream, accepting that his magnificent rainbow tower might never reach its glorious completion. The silence was heavy, punctuated only by the imagined sigh of a minifigure giving up, just as the last vestiges of hope threatened to fade entirely from Builder Bob's miniature world. A new presence entered the scene, a wise, elder Lego minifigure, known affectionately throughout the Lego village as Grandpa Gus, approached with a gentle, knowing smile, radiating calm and positive energy. Grandpa Gus was a seasoned builder himself, his plastic face etched with the subtle lines of countless projects, both triumphant and challenging. He didn't rush, his movements calm and deliberate, a stark contrast to Bob's recent frantic efforts and despair. He carried no tools, no grand designs, only an aura of quiet understanding that seemed to gently settle over the scattered bricks and the dejected builder. His eyes, though fixed and painted on, conveyed a depth of empathy that Bob, in his despair, desperately needed, offering a glimmer of good vibes. He didn't speak immediately, allowing the silence to hold space for Bob's disappointment, an unspoken acknowledgement of the weight of failed attempts. His mere presence was a comforting balm, a silent promise of wisdom and support in a moment of miniature crisis. A beacon for Bob's mindset. Grandpa Gus paused a respectful distance from Bob, allowing the young builder his moment of quiet contemplation, understanding the need for space. His gaze swept over the scene, taking in the partially built tower, the vibrant explosion of scattered bricks, and Bob's downcast posture. Seeing beyond the superficial, he didn't judge, he didn't offer immediate solutions, nor did he lecture. Instead, his experienced eyes saw beyond the mess, beyond the perceived failure, to the inherent potential still residing in every single plastic component. Seeing the good vibes in every brick, he understood that sometimes, the most profound lessons are learned not from flawless victories, but from the moments when things don't quite go as planned, when the bricks refuse to align. He knew that true building wasn't just about assembly, but about adaptation, imagination, and resilience, a true test of mindset. His silent observation was a powerful act of empathy, a gentle acknowledgement of Bob's struggle without diminishing the difficulty of the situation. He recognized the value in simply being present, offering a silent anchor in Bob's sea of disappointment, waiting for the right moment to uplift his spirit and remind him of happiness. Slowly, deliberately, Grandpa Gus bent down, his plastic joints creaking ever so slightly, a sound that somehow conveyed both age and experience, a gentle reminder of time's passage. He didn't reach for the blue roof piece, the source of so much grief, but for a fallen yellow brick, unassuming and innocent among the chaotic sprawl, a small act of positive energy. His fingers, worn smooth from countless builds, gently picked it up, rotating it thoughtfully. It was just a simple yellow brick, a common piece, yet in his hand, it seemed to hold a newfound significance, a quiet dignity that had been overshadowed by the drama of the falling roof. He wasn't trying to fix Bob's tower. Not directly. He was simply acknowledging the individual worth of each piece, rescuing it from the pile of perceived failures and reminding Bob, without a single word, that every single component still held intrinsic value, waiting for its moment to contribute to happiness. The yellow brick, once a piece of a grand tower, was now simply a yellow brick again, ready for a new purpose, a new story, a fresh beginning beyond the confines of a failed design. Its humble retrieval was a subtle yet profound message of hope and renewed potential. Shifting Bob's mindset, with the same careful attention, Grandpa Gus then selected another fallen piece, a vibrant red brick that lay partially hidden beneath a discarded green one. He retrieved it with the same quiet reverence, placing it next to the yellow one in his palm, a silent testament to its enduring worth and good vibes. Each brick, individually rescued from the pile, seemed to shed its association with failure and reclaim its inherent brilliance. It was a subtle act of reframing, transforming a collection of mistakes into a collection of possibilities, one small plastic piece at a time. Slowly uplifting Bob's mindset, he demonstrated that even the smallest, most ordinary components, when viewed with a fresh perspective, could still be the foundation for something extraordinary. The red brick, once part of a crumbling wall, was now simply a vibrant red brick, awaiting its next role, full of untapped potential. His actions were a silent lesson, teaching Bob that the value of a brick wasn't solely defined by its place in a grand design, but by its own potential to connect and create, regardless of past misadventures. It was a powerful message about inherent worth and the journey to happiness. Finally, Grandpa Gus' hand moved towards the infamous stubborn blue roof piece, the very item that had shattered Bob's aspirations and led to his current state of dejection. He picked it up, not with accusation or frustration, but with the same gentle curiosity had shown the other bricks. Radiating calm positive energy, he turned it over in his fingers, examining its unique shape and smooth contours. In his hands, the piece that had caused so much grief no longer seemed like an antagonist, but just another component, albeit one with a distinct character and hidden potential, a source of good vibes waiting to be discovered. He didn't attempt to force it back onto the tower, nor did he discard it. Instead, he simply acknowledged its existence, its specific form, and its potential, seeing past its recent failure to its inherent design and purpose. Shifting Bob's mindset, this act was a powerful symbol. Even the most challenging or difficult experiences, like this blue brick, aren't inherently bad. They simply are. And with a fresh perspective, their purpose can be reimagined, their story rewritten beyond the initial disappointment, leading to true happiness. Without a word, Grandpa Gus brought the three rescued pieces, the yellow brick, the red brick, and the stubborn blue roof piece, together in his hands. Bob watched, utterly transfixed, a flicker of forgotten curiosity stirring within his downcast spirit, a spark of positive energy returning. Gus didn't try to force them back into the shape of a tower, or even a section of one. Instead, with a series of quiet, deliberate clicks, he began to assemble them in a completely new, unexpected configuration, showcasing a brilliant mindset. The yellow piece became a sturdy body, the red a small, outstretched wing, and the blue roof piece, once a frustrating spire, now perfectly formed into a charming, elegant tail. It was a testament to his creative vision, seeing possibilities where Bob had only seen problems. Within moments, before Bob's astonished eyes, the scattered fragments of disappointment were transformed into something entirely new, something graceful and surprisingly charming. A tiny, sturdy, and wonderfully unique little bird, born from the very components of Bob's perceived failure, radiating good vibes and a promise of happiness. With a gentle, almost reverent motion, Grandpa Gus carefully placed the newly formed brick bird on Builder Bob's tiny plastic shoulder. The bird, a vibrant testament to reimagined potential, settled perfectly, its miniature form a delicate counterpoint to Bob's broad, slumped frame, bringing a sense of warmth and good vibes. Bob slowly lifted his head, his painted-on eyes, previously filled with sadness, now widened in astonishment. He looked at the bird, then at Grandpa Gus, then back at the bird perched so innocently and proudly on his shoulder. A silent question in his gaze. The soft glow of the plastic bird, formed from the very pieces that had caused him so much grief, seemed to radiate a quiet, profound warmth, a beacon of positive energy. It wasn't a grand tower, but it was undeniably beautiful. A small miracle born from unexpected origins. A new path to happiness. This simple act, this gift of a reimagined creation, was more powerful than any words. It was a living, breathing, or rather, clicking and interlocking, example of transformation, a physical manifestation of the idea that something wonderful can always emerge from what seems broken or misplaced. Completely shifting Bob's mindset, Bob's gaze shifted from the delightful brick bird on his shoulder to Grandpa Gus' kind, knowing smile, and then finally to the scattered bricks still lying around him. But this time, his perspective had fundamentally shifted, and with it, his entire mindset began to transform, filling him with positive energy. What he had previously seen as a messy, disheartening pile of failures, a graveyard of broken dreams, now began to shimmer with a different light. He started to see the vibrant collection not as wreckage, but as a rich tapestry of possibilities, each piece brimming with good vibes. Each fallen brick, each piece that wouldn't stay, wasn't a mark of his inadequacy, but an invitation for a new beginning, a fresh start, a joyous opportunity. The vibrant hues suddenly seemed brighter, imbued with a renewed promise of creation, rather than the shadow of past disappointment. A spark of wonder, a forgotten joy for the sheer act of building, ignited once more in his plastic eyes. The weight of defeat lifted, replaced by the lightheartedness of discovery. The pieces weren't broken, they were simply waiting for their next grand adventure, their next brilliant transformation, leading to true happiness. Grandpa Gus, sensing the shift in Bob's spirit, finally spoke, his voice a warm, comforting hum, like the gentle click whir of well-oiled Lego gears. "Builder Bob," he began, his tone soft yet firm. "Every time a piece tumbles, every single time your plans fall apart, it's not a failure in the way you might think." His words were like a balm, soothing the lingering sting of Bob's earlier disappointments. He wasn't dismissing the difficulty, but reframing its meaning, offering a profound shift in perspective, and a dose of positive energy. "It's not a sign to give up, or that you're not good enough," Gus continued, his eyes twinkling with ancient wisdom. Quite the opposite. In fact, it's an invitation, a brand new chance, a precious opportunity to learn and grow, to embrace new good vibes. He emphasized that these moments of difficulty were not roadblocks, but rather crucial stepping stones on the path to true mastery and deeper understanding. Every single setback held within it the seeds of future triumph, waiting to be discovered and nurtured. A powerful shift in mindset leading to ultimate happiness. Grandpa Gus leaned in slightly, his voice gaining a soft, motivational cadence. Think of it, Bob. Every wobble, every crash, every unexpected scattering of bricks, it's a lesson disguised as a setback. It's a chance to truly imagine, to innovate, and to build even better than you initially envisioned, filling you with positive energy. He gestured towards the scattered bricks, his open hand encompassing the colorful array. You learn about stability, about connection points, about balance. You discover new ways to approach a problem you thought you had already solved, improving your mindset with every attempt. This wasn't about perfecting the first attempt, but about embracing the iterative process of creation, where improvement is born from experimentation and perceived mistakes. He was teaching Bob the profound joy of evolution in design, and the path to genuine happiness. Your mind opens up to possibilities you might not have considered if everything had worked perfectly the first time. Gus explained, it compels you to push past the obvious, to find new solutions, and to ultimately craft something stronger, more resilient, and more wonderful, radiating good vibes all the way. Those aren't broken dreams, my young builder, Grandpa Gus affirmed, his gaze sweeping over the scene, encompassing the incomplete tower and the vibrant fragments below. They are merely dreams that are waiting to be clicked into their next grand adventure. They're pausing, ready for a new chapter. Full of positive energy, he articulated a powerful truth, that setbacks don't signify an ending, but often a pivotal turning point, an opportunity for redirection and reimagination. A shift in mindset. The essence of the dream, the joy of creation, was still intact, merely awaiting a fresh approach. Each brick, even the one that seemed so stubborn, he said, gently tapping the small bird on Bob's shoulder, is just waiting for its moment to shine in a new configuration. A new story. It's not about the failure of one design, but the birth of countless others, bringing forth good vibes. He helped Bob understand that the materials of his dream were not gone or ruined, but merely disassembled, poised for a glorious resurgence in a different, perhaps even better, form. The potential was boundless, limited only by their willingness to see it, leading to profound happiness. Grandpa Gus continued, his wisdom flowing like a steady stream, washing away Bob's remaining doubts. Every single attempt, every frustrating wobble, every loud and disheartening clatter, each one teaches you something profoundly new about how to make your next creation even stronger and more wonderfully resilient, filling you with positive energy. He explained that these experiences, far from being wasted efforts, were invaluable lessons, building blocks of knowledge being added to Bob's invisible builder's toolkit. Each perceived mistake was actually a masterclass in miniature engineering. Refining his mindset, you learn the limits of the material, the nuances of balance, the importance of a solid foundation. Gus elaborated, these aren't errors to be ashamed of. They are insights to be embraced, guiding principles for future successes. They make you a better, wiser builder, radiating good vibes. The emphasis was not on avoiding mistakes, but on extracting wisdom from them, viewing every challenge as an opportunity for growth and refinement. He was empowering Bob to see his struggles as stepping stones towards true mastery, leading to lasting happiness and an indomitable spirit. As Grandpa Gus finished speaking, A transformation bloomed across Builder Bob's plastic face. The downturned mouth sticker straightened, then curved upwards into a genuine, determined smile, brighter and more resolute than any he had worn before, radiating pure positive energy. The wisdom of Gus' words had resonated deeply, igniting a fresh fire within his tiny, plastic heart. He looked at the brick bird on his shoulder, then back at the scattered pieces, no longer with despair, but with an invigorated sense of purpose. A completely shifted mindset, a new determination, potent and unwavering, shone in his eyes. It wasn't just the desire to complete the tower, but a deeper understanding of the journey itself. The fear of failure had dissipated, replaced by the exciting anticipation of discovery and good vibes. He realized that the true joy wasn't just in the finished product, the perfectly constructed tower, but in the delightful, sometimes messy, often surprising process of trying, learning, adapting, and building with every single brick, every single attempt, leading him to a profound sense of happiness. Bob now understood that the essence of happiness in building wasn't just about reaching the ultimate destination, the perfectly finished tower, but about savoring every single step of the delightful journey. The clicks, the clatters, the wobbles, the triumphs, all were integral parts of the grand adventure, creating good vibes throughout. The process itself, with all its unpredictable twists and turns, was the real masterpiece. It was in the sorting of colors, the careful interlocking, the moments of problem solving, and yes, even the moments of rebuilding, that true joy and positive energy resided. He saw that each brick was not merely a static component, but an active participant in his creative narrative, holding lessons and potential far beyond its simple plastic form. Every piece had a story, and he was the author, shaping his destiny with every click. This profound shift in mindset freed him from the burden of perfection, allowing him to embrace the beautiful imperfection of creation, finding deep satisfaction in the ongoing, evolving dance between intention and outcome, a continuous path to happiness. With his newfound perspective, Builder Bob no longer saw a pile of failures but a vibrant toolkit of possibilities. He began to sort the scattered bricks, not with resignation, but with a focused excitement, his tiny fingers moving with purpose and ingenuity, brimming with positive energy. He started to formulate a new plan, not necessarily abandoning the Rainbow Tower, but reimagining its potential, perhaps a tower with an even stronger, broader base, designed to withstand any future wobbles? A true testament to his evolved mindset. Or maybe, he mused, a flying rainbow ship, soaring through the Lego sky, using the stubborn blue roof piece as a majestic prow? The possibilities were endless, sparked by the very challenges that had previously halted his progress. Radiating good vibes, his imagination, once dulled by disappointment, now soared with renewed vigor, picturing countless innovative designs emerging from the same collection of bricks. Each piece was a fresh opportunity, waiting for its next grand, creative purpose, leading him closer to ultimate happiness. The sound of clicking bricks began anew, but this time, it was different. It wasn't the sound of frustrated attempts, but the rhythmic, joyful symphony of discovery and reinvention, a melody of positive energy and good vibes. Bob wasn't just building, he was rebuilding with a fresh, empowered spirit and an enlightened mindset. Each connection was a celebration of new ideas, each stacked piece a testament to his resilience. The initial design, while beautiful, had been rigid. Now, his approach was fluid, adaptive, and brimming with creative solutions. Born from experience, he recognized that the greatest masterpieces often emerge not from flawless first attempts, but from the courageous act of taking what's fallen apart and transforming it into something even more robust and imaginative. This was the true art of building, the secret to true happiness. The vibrant colors of the bricks seemed to hum with his renewed energy. Eager to be part of his next brilliant creation, the joy was palpable, a quiet hum of satisfaction radiating from his small, determined frame. A beacon of creativity, Builder Bob stood tall, a posture of newfound confidence emanating from his miniature form. The little brick bird, a cherished symbol of transformation and perspective, remained faithfully perched on his shoulder, a silent reminder of the wisdom he had gained, a source of unwavering positive energy. His hands moved with a fluid grace, purposefully snapping bricks together, not just to fix what was broken, but to transcend it. The earlier struggle had not defeated him. It had refined him, making him an even more insightful and resilient builder. With an unshakable mindset, his face, once etched with disappointment, was now radiant, beaming with a quiet, profound joy that surpassed the fleeting thrill of mere completion. This was the joy of continuous creation, of seeing potential in every challenge, and embracing good vibes. He was a testament to the power of a positive mindset, understanding that obstacles aren't roadblocks, but rather detours that lead to even more exciting and innovative destinations. His spirit, like the bricks, was stronger for having been tested and reshaped, leading him to profound happiness. The new creation, whether a redesigned tower or an entirely new imaginative structure, began to take shape with remarkable speed and innovative design. It was a beacon of Bob's renewed spirit, a vibrant testament to the power of adapting and overcoming. Radiating sheer positive energy, every brick he placed was infused with the lessons learned from the tumbles, resulting in a structure that was not only visually stunning but also inherently stronger and more stable. This was a masterpiece born from perseverance and an excellent mindset. He smiled, a genuine, joyful expression that seemed to light up the entire miniature scene. The satisfaction wasn't just from the physical act of building, but from the inner victory, the triumph of a positive mindset over momentary despair, bringing forth boundless good vibes. His joy was contagious, an unspoken invitation for any minifigure who saw his work to embrace their own creative challenges. With an open heart and a willingness to rebuild, knowing that greater things awaited on the other side of a stumble, leading to unimaginable happiness, Bob understood now that the journey of building, and indeed the journey of life, was not a linear path without setbacks. It was an ongoing, cyclical process of creation, deconstruction, learning, and inspired rebuilding, constantly fostering positive energy and a resilient mindset. Every piece had a purpose, even if that purpose changed. Every moment, even the frustrating ones, contributed to a richer, more profound understanding of the world and his own capabilities, bringing forth good vibes. The Rainbow Tower might still face wobbles, or new projects might entirely collapse, but Bob was no longer afraid. He had found the joy in the recreation, the thrill in the pivot, the boundless potential in every scattered brick, leading him to a state of profound happiness. His enthusiasm was not naive. It was seasoned with experience, tempered by challenges, making it all the more authentic and powerful. He was an enduring symbol of resilience in his vibrant Lego world, forever embracing the next click, the next challenge, the next opportunity to create something wonderful. Bob stood proudly beside his latest creation, his face beaming with the quiet confidence of a builder who has truly understood the deeper meaning of his craft. The little brick bird, a beacon of his transformation, still rested comfortably on his shoulder, a source of unwavering positive energy. The final message, a profound whisper of wisdom learned through experience, was clear: don't just build, rebuild. This wasn't just about fixing. It was about elevating, transforming, and finding new strength in unexpected places. a fundamental shift in mindset. It was an invitation to embrace every setback not as an ending, but as a fertile ground for new ideas, new connections, and new ways of seeing the world. To rebuild is to reinvent, to reignite, to rise stronger and wiser than before, creating good vibes all around. This powerful mantra echoed the very essence of positive energy and resilience, reminding us that even when things crumble, the opportunity for a glorious resurrection is always at hand, waiting for our inspired touch, leading to true happiness and fulfillment. With a triumphant, yet gentle, gesture, Bob looked out at the horizon of his Lego world, his spirit unburdened and alight with creative fervor. The simple act of clicking bricks together had become a metaphor for life itself, embodying positive energy and a joyful mindset. Keep clicking, keep creating. This joyous encouragement transcended the miniature world of Lego, extending an invitation to us all. It reminds us that our hands, our minds, our very beings, are designed for ingenuity, for continuous growth, and for making something wonderful, filling the world with good vibes. Every connection, every new idea, every step forward, no matter how small, adds another layer to our personal masterpiece. The journey is endless, the possibilities infinite, as long as we maintain the courage to keep assembling, keep designing, keep dreaming, and seeking out happiness. It's a celebration of persistence, a hymn to the human, or minifigure, spirit that refuses to be deterred, finding satisfaction and meaning in the ongoing process of bringing visions to life. One joyful click at a time, radiating warmth and motivation. Bob's final, radiant smile encapsulated the entire journey, a beacon of pure, unadulterated happiness and creative fulfillment. He knew, deep in his plastic heart, that every challenge had simply paved the way for something even greater. Thanks to his resilient mindset and positive energy, your next masterpiece is just a new perspective away. This powerful, uplifting truth resonated with every brick, every design, every moment of his adventure. It wasn't about the grand scale, but the shift in how one sees the world and its inherent challenges. Always finding the good vibes. It teaches us that creativity and joy are not found in the absence of problems, but in our ingenious response to them. It's about the magic of reframing, of seeing potential where others see only obstacles, of turning tumbles into triumphs, finding true happiness. So, let your imagination soar, let your spirit click into new configurations, and remember that even when a brick won't stay up, it's simply inviting you to build your next, most magnificent masterpiece, full of positive energy and boundless good vibes, just waiting to be discovered. Embracing every challenge with a joyful mindset,